Hi, my name is Renè Allie, student number ALL80097. This is my student card. This is part B of my video submission for legal and ethical framework. It's my discussion and reflection. So question 1 is reflect on the strategies you employed to apply your legal and ethical responsibilities as a counsellor. My response is as follows. I believe I delivered humane care and treatment to Shawna with respect and consideration. I delivered a professional service without any judgment or discrimination towards my client in a safe environment. As a counsellor, I delivered a strong sense of compassion and commitment in assisting Shawna. By addressing Shawna's concerns with a high quality of care, Shawna will learn how to make informed and healthy decisions about herself, her relationships, and her future. I, as a counsellor, abided by the Australian Counselling Association's Code of Ethics and made sure my client was aware of the management of confidentiality in detail. My client was extremely concerned about me disclosing information to her mother and was assured that this would not happen based on my legal responsibilities as a counsellor and my client's right to confidentiality. I also guided Shawna in a way that she was actively participating in her own decisions. Shawna was also made aware of the exceptions to the confidentiality rule prior to me stating that I would have to report the incident she mentioned to me regarding Tyson. Question 2. Reflect on the personal biases, value systems, and matters of individual differences that arose while working with your client and how you contain these to work within the client's value system and circumstances. My response is as follows. A personal bias I had was the fact that Shawna was unemployed, relying on government assistance to support her children, and really had no interest in working. Now, as a tax-paying full-time worker, I found that this slightly bothered me that Shawna had no drive or ambition as a young mother. The only other thing that did not sit well with me was the fact that Shawna was harming her son Tyson. I have personally experienced this in my family, and it did trigger a few unwanted emotions inside of me. I had to take our individual differences into consideration and be fully aware that my client is entitled to a professional service free from discrimination. I also considered that I am not the expert in my client's life. Shawna has the right to make her own decisions. What I believe to be right from wrong are my own personal views, and because I am trying to build a rapport with my client, I decided to look at Shawna's perspective of her life and provide her a service that allows her to develop goals within the context of her values and not to my values. I made sure I did not view Shawna as her problem, but rather as a unique individual. Question 3. Reflect upon your application of legal and ethical responsibilities within the role play. My response is as follows. I believe I was effective in the way that I handled the session with Shawna. I was able to stay within my professional boundaries as a counsellor. I set professional boundaries within our relationship whilst showing the client empathy and understanding. I believe that Shawna had the full understanding at the end of our session about the professional boundaries I had set in relation to her query about the following: telephone calls and emails between us. I am also confident that Shawna understood confidentiality and the exceptions to this rule within our relationship. Shawna was also made aware that I was obligated to report the incident between herself and her son Tyson because I believed the child was being physically abused. I would escalate this matter to my supervisor in order to take the next appropriate steps. I noticed that halfway through our session I answered a question for Shawna on her behalf that I had asked her. I would like to be more mindful of this in the future and ensure that this does not happen in future sessions. I will try to avoid getting ahead of myself. All in all, I feel like I am growing as a future counsellor, and I believe my confidence levels are growing, which gives me the determination to keep going. Thank you for listening.